Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a quick video talking about these Damned Designs spinners. So these are new to the Colecciones. I actually ordered 3 of these. Well, I bought them off of somebody on the secondary. Go check out our Facebook group, the FPAG, F-P-A-G. It's the Fidget Pass Around group, and it's an absolute blast. And yeah, you can buy and sell in there as well, and make some friends. And that's where I found these. These are in tungsten. I've been on a tungsten kick lately. My favorite one has been the tungsten cap Horizon. It's very hard to beat this spinner. Just, I don't know, this might be the best spinner, just hands down. And you can just go buy it. It's not always available in tungsten, but it seems to be available in a lot of materials a lot of the time. And then I got these buttons, which are superconductor, absolutely stunning. They're just really good top of the line spinners, and you can get them. It's nice. But anyway, I got these in tungsten. This is the Damned Designs Decide, and this is the Damned Designs Firebolt. I also got the Lightning Bolt, which is this size and this everything, except for it has just 2 of these little notches, and they sit across from each other. So it's a bar spinner like this, but with this shape. And the reason I don't have that one here for you is because I bought it for Backpack B. I've been trying to get Backpack B into the spinners and stuff, and I saw this lot for sale, and I was telling him about it. He's like, ooh, I really like that one with the bar. And I was like, all right. So we went in on it together, bought the lot or whatever. So when they came in, I sent that off right to him. I didn't even open it because I knew I was going to really want it. And I don't roll like that. I wanted my boy to get what he paid for, so I just sent it off to him. So that one's over at Backpack B's if you're curious, but I do have these 2. So these came in, like, I think 4 sizes. There's this size, another, you know, step up, and I think maybe one more step up, but it could have just been 3 sizes. And then they come in a bar, which is 2, you know, a bar, and then they come in this tri spinner, and then they come in this quad spinner. And I think they had that for all the sizes. So you kind of had like 9 or 12 spinners that came out, which is really cool. And then they also did a bunch of materials, probably. Like, I'm sure they did stainless steel, titanium. They obviously did tungsten. I don't know if they also did like zirc or copper or brass or anything like that. But these are in tungsten, or what is called W, because the periodic table symbol is W. It's called wolfram. So this is tungsten or W. If you hear me say that, that's the same thing. This one was basically heat anodized by the previous owner. He has this technique where he puts it in his oven and he hangs it from a rack. So it hangs, and that way the whole thing is hanging and you don't have it like sitting on a sheet where it could be uneven. And then he puts his oven on clean mode, like the mode where it cleans the oven by getting really hot and burning everything. So it gets the oven up to like 600 degrees for like 2 or 3 hours. And that apparently was what turned this to like an oil slick green, which at first I really didn't like, honestly, but now I kind of dig it. And then I ordered custom buttons for it. So I have new shoes coming for it in crystallized tie with hopefully green accent. So it should look pretty sick. But so let's talk about the Decide. It's a smaller spinner, has the quad spin. I did put a different bearing in here from Cap, the Type A, so it has some good sound. It's going to be hard to tell with the AC on. Sounds pretty good. I think once I get the Type C bearings, it'll sound even better. And then with the buttons, I think it's going to be dialed in. I really like this spinner. I've been carrying it since I got it yesterday. So a day and a half, but it's been in my pocket the whole time. It's small enough that even with being tungsten, it doesn't weigh so much that I don't want to carry it. Where something like this just weighs too much. I'm not going to put this in my pocket to carry it around for hours. You know what I mean? Even something like this can almost be too much at times. even though it's not that heavy because it has, you know, these pieces cut out. So I'll kind of put it in something like this and then carry it in my front pocket. But that's as far as I'll go, right? Anything bigger or heavier than that and I'm out. And this is about, it's about the same weight as this. Sorry, jeez. It's about the same weight. Even though this is bigger, it has one less bar and it has these cutouts. So this might even be a little heavier, I don't know. But it's really cool. It's got these corner sort of ninja star things going on. It is a little bit tactical looking, but it's cool. It has chamfers really nicely done. You can see these chamfers along the sides, and you can catch those really well with your fingers. It's very comfortable to flick. Really enjoy it. The button has these swirls in it, which is pretty cool if you just spin the button. It's kind of like mesmerizing. I am going to, you know, obviously get rid of those once I get the custom ones. But they are pretty good buttons. They're stainless steel, where this is tungsten, obviously, which I like. I like that the buttons aren't heavy, too, because it's annoying when you get a tungsten spinner with tungsten buttons. It's just, I don't really want that. I want lighter buttons. I want to spread the weight to the ends, if that makes sense. But yeah, so the cool thing about this is you can rip it both ways. So you can flick it this way, where you're kind of grabbing onto this corner right here. You kind of grab onto an arm and pull down like that. Or you hit it from the side. Oop, you hit it from the side on that arm, right? And then you can catch it and you can flick it off of this sort of hook, right? And that's the benefit of this quad piece, is it's small and everything, and you can really give good flicks. I really like the flicks on this. And then you can also pull it. But then you can actually flip it over. So now you get a fully different feel, right? Now you're pulling on these hooks. And you can get a really strong rip off of the hook, right? Or, again, you can flick it, but it's a little bit harder now because you're coming from behind. But you can still do it. But it's kind of fun to, you know, do it one way and then flip it over and switch to another way and do that. It's really fun. This thing spins like crazy. It has a really good spin. It does some cool warping, especially during the day. It kind of looks like this crazy ninja star thing just spinning around slow motion. It spins for days. Like, it'll go on and on and on, which I like. I'm one of the people who really likes having longer spin times. Now, I will sacrifice that for sounds and everything. Now, you can see the button isn't like perfectly, you know, there's wiggle. I'm not a big fan of the wiggle. I do think that the ceramic bearings play a part in that. They're not as sturdy as the sort of hybrid ones or steel ones, but you get better feel and sound with the ceramic, so I'll take the trade-off. I'm hoping with the custom buttons it'll sure it up a little bit, but it's not like an issue like it would be with like a knife, you know. This is kind of just normal. It's kind of par for the course. But so that's the Decide. I really like this piece. Then there's the Firebolt. This one I don't like as much for a couple reasons. One, it's quieter. I have basically the same bearing in. And I mean, you can barely even hear it. There's almost no sound to it. Let's see if I can get a good rip for you. So that's one reason. And the other reason is there's a couple. There's more than a couple. It's heavy, right? It's tungsten. And I think what I'm learning is I love tungsten. I'm definitely a tungsten spinner guy. But I definitely prefer it like this, where it has the weight more to the ends. It just is a little bit more balanced feeling in my hand. I don't mean balance like the spinner is balanced. I mean balance like I like the feeling of it weight-wise in my hand. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't like having all this center mass weight, and that's kind of what you get with something like this, where the whole thing is just a chunk of tungsten, right? So there's that, and then it's kind of pokey. These corners, I mean, they're whipping around, and you got to put your fingers back in there to stop it and flick it again, unless you're going to sit here and just wait for it to stop. So you're getting hit with those corners. It's not like, you know, I'm being a little bit of a baby, yeah, but you don't want your spinner to be jabbing you, right? So that's not the best. So those are my main gripes with it. It also just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't give me the fizzy wizzies. You know, that's what I call it, basically, where I get excited about something. This just doesn't do that, where this totally does, you know? They're very similar, but this has that sound and feedback and everything. You know, maybe getting a nicer bearing in here would be good. I did put a better one in here. It's a ceramic, but the cat ones didn't fit. They just fell right through. So without globs of Loctite, you wouldn't be able to use those. So I put in something I had in my bag of bearings, and it's a good bearing. It's very smooth and everything, but that's kind of the thing. I'm not getting feedback, and I'm not getting a lot of sound. So yeah, that would make it better if I was hearing it chugging along or something. But I still think ultimately it's just not my favorite design. You know, it weighs me down. Like, I actually, my hand is feeling like sore from just holding this for the last 3 minutes talking to you. Imagine trying to flick this thing all day. So I think this is too much tungsten for me. You know, some guys like going to that extreme. I don't want a brick of tungsten in my hand. I want a spread out tungsten in my hand. So I want like this, the Horizon. I want, another example would be the 2EDC nests. These are tungsten, right? They have that weight relief here and here. And then the button I have on here is Zerk. I have custom ones coming for this as well. I took the tungsten ones off. So basically the weight is on the ends. And that just feels amazing in the hand. It utterly just amazing to feel that weight. Just, it's like a pendulum swing, right? Because you got all that weight on the ends flipping around. But when you have it like this, it's just, I don't know, it's just a mass of tungsten. It's not the same thing. It's just doesn't do it for me. So anyway, I had this one up for sale. I don't know, it might be gone by the time you see this. You can always hit me up if you want. It is fun. I mean, you can see I'm having fun with it. If you catch it at the right spot, I mean, you can really get a good rip on it. You can 2-finger rip it, which is pretty cool. You can get both fingers on and, you know, give it a good tug. So she said. So there's cool stuff you can do with it. You can flick it, rip it, flick it, rip it. I mean, it's cool. It is. I just think it's a little bit heavy and what's the word I'm trying to... cumbersome for me. I do like the button. I like how big and thick it is. I like that design aspect. I'm digging these Damn Designs ones. I do kind of want to find like the tri version of this, or the bar version of this, if that was ever made. I'd also love to try the bar version of this, the one that Brent has. Eventually I'll get over to his house and I'll try that one. But it is cool, just not, you know, my kind of cool. They do have a quad one of this too, which I think would be, maybe that would be better, even though it would be heavier. You'd have that extra little arm right here, and then you'd be able to really flick, and I don't know, you'd be able to rip better. So it could just be the tri isn't, you know, the best setup for Damn Designs, but they're definitely cool, and I'm glad I got to check them out. But if you're interested and I still have it, hit me up. I think I was selling it for $165, which I think is a pretty good deal for a W spinner like this. Yeah, so that's the Damn Designs Decide and the Damn Designs Firebolt. Look at that. Look how cool that looks. I don't know. I just think it's dope. So I love you guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.